combat, man. Alright, so we got the Cardo Packtalk Edge, and I recently picked it up because Amazon has Prime Day sale. If you missed it, it was basically 60 bucks off. It was about $300, which I think is a pretty decent deal for the Packtalk Edge. But I'm pretty much going to be installing this on my KYT NZ Race helmet. This is the carbon helmet, and I love it so far, so we'll see how it sounds, and I'll show you pretty much me unboxing this, installing it, and then how I have it ran through the helmet and kind of like how it interacts along with this setup, because I do have a mic installed in here for the Insta360 Ace Pro, so I'll kind of just show you how everything sits in there, and let's get into it. Alright, so let's get into the unboxing. Alright, so you get a box inside of a box. Let's open it up. Ooh, there you go, look at that. Right out the box, you got the Cardo on top. It looks pretty clean. Some Cardo branding. Set that to the side. Looks like you have some user guides, important safety information, probably setup information. Another user guide. 2 more user guides, actually. That's pretty handy. Let's see what else we got inside the box. Alright, so type of USB, looks like a mounting bracket. Here we go, we got the speakers themselves. We have the mic for the Cardo. Let's see, looks like mounting hardware, and that's in that box. I think the rest of the boxes are actually empty, so yeah, pretty much that's all that comes with the Cardo. Alright, now that I got everything unboxed, let's take a look at everything. So it seems like we have a microphone, so this will go in case you want to have phone conversations or anything like that. You can have a microphone in there. This one seems to be the mounting hardware, so you can attach the Cardo to the helmet itself. This one right here is pretty interesting, but this is the bracket that the Cardo will be sitting inside of. Set that to the side. So right here you can see the cables that go into the helmet itself for the microphone and for the speakers. This is the mounting bracket that the Cardo itself will sit onto, just like that. Super satisfying. And then right here, we got these speakers themselves. So these speakers are the JBL speakers. And hopefully, sound quality is pretty good, but we'll test that out and see. And then you also have a charging cable and then some important safety information. Alright, so I'm going to do the installation, then after the installation I'll give you a walkthrough of how I set up inside the helmet, how I routed all the cables, to kind of give you an idea of what you can do with your setup. Alright, probably the first thing I'm going to do is tear this helmet down. I could probably remove my camera for now. There's the Insta360 Ace Pro. We'll just set to the side for now, and then I'll probably take out the bracket, so we don't have to worry about it flopping around. Flip it around. Let's see, probably I'll start with the cheek pads first. That'll probably be the easiest way of going about this. I made a video on how to remove the padding, at least from this helmet. This is the NZ Race helmet by KYT. You could try to find a video that fits your specific helmet, but each helmet comes apart differently. At least for this one, it's pretty straightforward. You just pull on the pull tabs, pull the padding out, release it from their clips, and it comes out like so. There's some clips that they clip into, and then this is the port that clips in up top. It's pretty straightforward. Alright, next, in the front of the helmet, let me open this up a little bit. In the front of the helmet, there's 2 pull tabs that you gotta get your finger into and pull, like so. Give it a nice pull. There we go. And then there we go. The head fabric is out. Alright, and there we go. Now we got some space to work with. So I'll get a close-up of this. Alright, so in this KYT NZ Race, you can see right here that there is a tab with a little pull. Right here, you just pull this out. That is where the speakers will sit inside of this helmet. They have like these little indentations. So the speakers will sit directly inside of here, and then you're able to route the cables down along somewhere along here. But for reference, I guess the best way that we're going to be doing this is to mount the Cardo on the left side of the helmet. So the bracket's going to go right here. The reason for this is it keeps your throttle hand free. And if you need to make any adjustments to Cardo, volume changes whatsoever, answer calls, be able to do that while still keeping your hand on the throttle. Alright, so I'm going to work on the install, and then I'll show you how I'm going to route the cables once I get it all sorted out. Alright, so I got the cables routed how I wanted to get them routed, so let's take a look at how I did this. So basically I stuck the Cardo on the left side of the helmet, as you can see here. The cable from the base comes straight down and into the helmet, and from there it gets tucked into the liner, and then there's two cables, so you got, well, there's three cables. So you got one that splits off for the mics, or for the speakers. So you have one JBL speaker here, inside of the speaker pocket. This one for the KYT NZ Race already comes with Velcro, so you don't need to attach Velcro to hold the speaker in place. You just put it inside of there. And then from there, I also stuck the microphone right here. As you can see, there's like a little Velcro tab, and then the microphone's right there. And the cable comes down and around. It gets held down with some tape, trusty tape. And then from there, you can see this rat's nest of wiring right here. Pretty much all of the wires are getting tucked right there. They're just gonna all get tucked inside of there into a big bundle of a mess. And then from there, the other speaker cable comes up and over around the back side of the helmet. It's gonna come down into the other speaker. Once all the padding's installed, I'll show you how it looks, and then I'll also test to see if it if you can feel it. But I pretty much tucked it all inside of these air pockets, so you shouldn't feel the wires if you route it similar to this, but we'll see once I assemble everything. is pretty clean too. So if you look right here, all you see is the 2 wires going down into the helmet, tucked behind the liner. You can't see the mic for the Cardo. The mic for the Cardo is going to be tucked behind this cheek pad. And then the 2 speakers have the little speaker pockets that they sit inside of. And it looks pretty good. I'll pop it on in a second, see how it feels. Alright, so the Cardo's in pairing mode. I paired it to the units on my phone. So now we gotta run through the updates, and then after the updates are done, then we'll be able to test out sound quality and see how it fits inside the helmet. I'll update you once we finish that. I don't feel anything poking my head or anything like that. I think all the cables are nicely routed, nothing's touching, everything feels fine to me. Sound quality is pretty good. This was unexpected, I guess. I wasn't expecting the sound quality to be this good with these little speakers, but they sound pretty damn good. I'll test it out once we're riding, but just initial thoughts, pretty good. Alright, so I got the Cardo installed on the side of the helmet right here, and I routed the cables out throughout the helmet, and I'd like to say that I'm pretty impressed with the setup so far. It is a little tricky trying to get all the cables tucked away on the inside of the helmet and trying to find ways to kind of fit everything inside of here. It's a lot to tuck in to the helmet and try to keep it all together. But once it's all installed, the quality is pretty good. I like that the unit is magnetic, so it pops on and off pretty easily when you go to charge it. Other than that, I would say that it's a pretty easy install. It's pretty straightforward. It kind of just depends on your helmet and how you want to mount it. There's different ways of mounting it. I chose the adhesive mount specifically because it's not going to go anywhere. I'm just going to leave it on the helmet. There's also the clip, which you can do as well. And as for the microphone situation, because the Cardo does come with its own microphone, I did end up using the smaller microphone rather than this larger one. I wanted to use this one, but it's just too big. It wasn't going to fit in there comfortably. I already have a microphone set up for the Insta360 Ace Pro, and that one sits on this side of the helmet. And then the Cardo mic sits on the opposite side. So I have 2 microphones basically chucked under the cheek pad, and then the 2 JBL speakers are inside the speaker grooves. That's pretty much how it looks like from the outside. You can see that on this side right here. To remove it, you just push down on the lever, pull forward at the same time, if I can do it. And it just pops right off. You go to pop it back on, just line it up, drop it down, it's on. And then I'll give you a close-up view on the inside of the helmet so you can see how the microphones look and how the cables are routed. Alright, so right here from the side of the helmet you can see that we have the Cardo on the side. The cable comes down like previously, but now that the padding is in, you can see that it tucks on the inside of the padding. It's going to go down and around, and then the Cardo microphone is tucked up under this cheek pad right here. You can't see it, but the sound quality is pretty good. It's maybe ever so slightly muffled, but it's not bad for what you get. The most I'll be using that microphone for is phone calls if somebody calls me, but other than that, the microphones are tucked away. So if you look right here, you can kind of see the little speaker grill. There's one on either side of the helmet. Both the microphones are sitting, or not the microphones, the speakers, the JBL speakers are sitting inside of there. But as you can see, the only cable you can pretty much see is the cable from the mounting bracket going inside the helmet, and then the one for the Insta360 Ace Pro's mic going inside the helmet. Other than that, everything's nicely tucked on the inside of the helmet. It all looks pretty clean. I would say overall it's a pretty easy install and it comes out pretty nicely.